Mouta Massi, bringing you the latest happenings in dancehall and reggae music. Welcome, it's Mouta Massi, and here are the stories making the cut for today. Reward offered for Davian Bryan's capture. Police exposes cult pastor's secret plan. Stay tuned for the stories in detail. And remember to follow me on Instagram at Mouta_Massi.
Why? The baby them a die. The mother them a cry. Pan the scene, ban a close siren. M16, submachine, AR-15.
This one is called Why by Ijah. Boy, oh boy, we ask that question every day in Jamaica. Why certain things are going on in our country, the murders, the abductions, the corruption. We need answers and solutions full time now. His lyrics are simple and we can hear his message without hassle. The topic is still relevant today, even though the song was released some time ago. Big up his marketing representative, Empress Tia, CEO of Royalty Global Entertainment LLC. To listen to Why, please click the link in the description box below and reach out to him at Natty Dread Ijah. Make him know say I'm Mouta Massi say no. A $200,000 reward is being offered through Crime Stop Jamaica for information leading to the arrest of Davian Bryan, the man suspected of abducting 2 girls in St. Thomas last week. Call Crime Stop at 311 or the Mobay Police at 876-982-1027. Meanwhile, the police continue to advise extreme caution in regards to children in the parish, even as a manhunt continues for Bryan. Parents are urged to keep children safe to ensure they're all supervised at all times. When you hear that, parents, don't let uno pitney out on no science. Don't do it, whether it's in St. Thomas or any other parish. I'm so very happy that both girls were found alive. The latest update is that they're still at the hospital under observation. So massive, please, if anybody know the whereabouts of this man, if you see him, anything, you need to report him. Massive, when you hear about the cult church, the cult pastor, and man to go be it, you must hear about it by now. Well, massive, I'm going to play a video for you guys with the police commissioner, Major General Anthony Anderson, explaining what took place. Check it out.
Behind us is the scene of it's Pathways International Church, where we had an incident last night. A member of this church who had been injured, apparently when she chose to disobey some instructions given to her by the leaders of this organization, reported to the police that she had been injured, and other information that led us to believe that the persons here were at risk. We're aware that 144 congregants had been told to come here. On responding to that report from the person who was injured and coming here, the first teams of police that arrived were shot at, and so they waited on reinforcements to come. We were very concerned that some form of ritualized killing was going to take place here. And so we did an entry last night. We found that there were a couple of people who had been injured by other members of the church. We secured the premises, held the people. I think there were about some 14 children, was it? 14 children there. And we have 31 women now. So we see that as a rescue of these children, based on what we saw when we came in. There are cult-like behaviors and cult-like a setup that we have seen here. Now, obviously, further investigations is going to reveal everything. We have a number of people that we're taking statements from, and we have had the scene of the crime people come and process the scene, and we will be updating as we go along. We have three people are dead. How many do we have in hospital? Right, and 3 persons hospitalized. Following every lead in this investigation, as I say, early days yet. There was a police woman here, and we are processing that as well.
The latest updates are: 1. The police have seized a laptop from a senior member of the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in Montego Bay, which contains details of a plot to kill 144 people as a part of a human sacrifice. The information on the electronic device says following the killings, the senior church members would flee the island via an ark. The second update is that he started a GoFundMe page with the hopes of raising $30,000, that's 4.56 million Jamaican dollars, to cover legal fees for the head of the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, who was arrested by the police on Sunday. Now is the time to stand up against our adversaries, Robert Smith said. Kevin Smith and some 16 men from his organization remain in custody as the police continue their investigations into the stabbing death of 2 members during a bizarre ritual on the church compound in Norway Avenue on Sunday. The women who were with them all have been given bail, while the children were placed in the custody of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency. In addition to that massive, Dr. Kevin O. Smith's Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries raked in close to $1 million per week from offerings, consultations, and spiritual encounter. Smith, who assumed the title His Excellency, managed his church with tyranny and manipulation, according to 3 former members. Boy, massive, what a bizarre situation. Not true. It's serious. It's serious. I don't know if anybody spot the ark down on Mobile, but if you have, let us know. Massive. The saga continues anywho, but it's a little sauce regarding this particular pastor. Over Sauce Jam page, me there fast, and here goes a testimony from a young man. Let me read it. This man is a liar and a deceiver. He is not a prophet of God for sure. When I was 16 years old, I met this man and I ended up in his bed. I am 25 now, so you can imagine it was some time ago. He was living in a gated community somewhere in St. Anne, Jamaica. I remember it was a 3-bedroom house. A guy lived with him who often referred to him as an uncle. I don't know if the guy's name was Andre, Dre, or something like that. The gated community had a pool and a playground for kids with swings and stuff like that. After he used me and made me do what he wanted me to do, I remember the morning he dropped me off a bus stop just outside his gated community. At the time, he also drove a black BMW, if my memory is correct. I remember those around him referring to him as Chief. What hit a nerve though is that when I was leaving, there was also another guy who came to his house that same morning. It was another young man just like myself. I also overheard many of his conversations, so I knew he was also being investigated by the police concerning his dealings with other underage boys, one of whose mother had made a complaint to the police. He used his friendship with Owen Ellington, Commissioner of Police, whom he referred to as his uncle at the time, to get out of that mess. Apparently, he has many friends in high places who are all caught up in mess. This is my assumption based on my experience. If he did it to me, and I know he has done it to others, then certainly he will continue to do it. I am willing to share my story in further details if it helps someone. But please, mothers and fathers, protect and love your children. One of the reasons I end up in this man's bed at 16 years old is because I was in search for love from a mother that I didn't have and a father that was taken from me when I was 8 years old. Nevertheless, the man cannot be allowed to continue to deceive people. He preys on young boys and church people who are weak, vulnerable, and gullible. If anyone wants to hear my story, or if Kevin Antoniel Smith sees this and wants to have an open conversation about this, then I have no objections to that. I will speak my truth. For purposes of this conversation, I have made an email and a number where I can be contacted. Boy, Massive, I tell you. So that's it for today, Massive Montana. Big up on a nice clean self. Enough love, enough respect. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. Positive vibrations going out to the Massive. I'm out of Massi. Magan.
Mouta Massi. Covering the latest in Jamaican music and culture. Like, share, comment and subscribe now.